Hello again, everybody. So we are kind of in the middle of February, which means I am deep into Februllage. I'm happy to report I am having a good time, and I hope you guys are too. If you're collages, that you are doing Februllage, and if not, you're just enjoying what everybody's producing. Really quick, if you're not familiar, Februllage, the entire month of February, we are given a prompt via an Instagram account to create something based on it and post it. So that's all there is to it, and it's really fun to see what everyone is coming up with. Today's prompt is tangled, and I gotta admit, I'm a bit tangled up on what to do. I'm here all week. Oh, horrible joke. Sorry, guys. But nonetheless, actually, it's been a bit of a challenge trying to figure out what ephemera to use and what to come up with. In my search, I actually have found some wonderful imagery that I think would work for such a prompt, and other prompts too. I'm trying to stay ahead of the game here to avoid any sort of problems with my schedule, because I really love accomplishing what I create in the month of February with Februllage. I set aside these images. They are possibilities for this prompt, or perhaps another one. I am going to try to do a couple of collages today, but just show you one for this video right now. So I have some really nice pieces, but I think I'm narrowing it down to these. It's going to be a smaller collage, which I really enjoy doing with Februllage. Kind of like my minimals. Is this going to be classified as a minimal where I only use 3 to 5 pieces of ephemera? Possibly. We'll just see what happens. So she is my focal point. Ain't she sweet? I just love her. Then I have these wonderful pearls, which will emphasize that entanglement. The only issue I have is this paper. It's actually the cover of a National Geographic. It's pretty tough. I was contemplating using it in another Februllage. I think it was Bubble Bobble, and that is part of a compilation too. I liked this. It kind of felt tangly to me, as well as this fuzz suit. And I love this background, but it has something to do with tangled. So these are the pieces I'm going to work with. Stay with me, work with me, and let's get going. So that was quite a bit of fussy cutting, as my comrade on YouTube, Brian Medlock, would say. Lots of fussy cutting. And I'm looking at even more intricate cutting here. This came from a late 90s New Yorker magazine. I had to be very careful because it's kind of vintage, and this part, her little, I don't know what this thing is called, cane or whatever, was really delicate to cut, and I didn't get as clean a cut as I would like. I can come back to it, but I don't know. I may maybe give her something else to hoist up, but it's not a huge deal if I don't make it super clean. It's very difficult to see. I'm showing all of you exactly what I'm talking about. There's a little bit of that gray background along the black cane, but I'm not going to stress it. That is just way too much. And then I have this, and I'm realizing, yeah, there's going to be a lot of intricate cutting here also. But I want to use it. I just wish it wasn't so thick. The problem is going to be, it's fussy cutting, and it may not come out super clean, and I get really, really crazy with that. I can use my scissors for part of it, but definitely not all of it. Just want to get that text out. Don't want to have any text in here. So I'm already anticipating this trouble, but you know, it's just a collage. It's nothing. I mean, it's fun to do and all of that, but I really shouldn't stress too much about it. What I can do, since there's a lot of shadow with the pearls, um, I can kind of maintain those shadows, not worry about cutting everything so exact, because this is going to take me a minute. I'll obviously time lapse for you, but I'm just going to chat for a second here and use my scissors and see how this first cut is. So yeah, it's messy. You can kind of see here. This is just the nature of the material. Again, I will repeat myself again and again with this. They did not create National Geographic so Laura could go cut it up and make collage. They created it for its purpose of articles and pictures for people to look at, not necessarily create into other things. So not a big deal. But, it's just how it is, and I'm just gonna keep cutting around here. And I'll see what it comes up with. This probably is going to be a minimal collage. I have found, and I'm going to share this again and again too, that with Februllage, my time is of the essence. I usually only create a collage a week, and that's obviously what ends up on the channel here. Februllage challenges me because I end up doing a collage every day. It pushes me because I wasn't thinking about anything tangled here, and I don't want to say forces because that sounds almost negative, but it forces me to think things in a different context and to use imagery that maybe I wouldn't use for my weekly collages. So it's taking up a good chunk of my creative time, and minimals are the way to go because I can do them a little bit faster. Okay, that didn't come out bad at all. It really isn't that bad. So I think we'll be okay. It'll be okay. Of course it will. I thought about putting it through Photoshop and scanning it, making it clean in Photoshop. But by no means am I a digital artist. I love digital collage and I want to get better at it because it has saved me time too. I'll talk more about that in the Februllage video, but it has saved me oodles of time, and I would like to expand on that, but I am an autodidactic person when it comes to Photoshop and anything digital. I'm not taking classes or anything. Everything I learned here on YouTube. I am a student of YouTube, and I am very proud to admit that. So I'm going to keep cutting, and we'll put her together. We'll put her in her tangled new home and see how everything turns out. Okay, so I run into the similar problems I run into when I have my heart set on specific imagery, and I found that the little bit of color that I wanted for my piece doesn't really fit because things got, oh, I don't know, it looked just kind of messy, and I'm not sure what I did with it. Oh, here we are. So this is great for something like this. I guess I could cut out this part, but I just felt it was too much with this background. I mean, it definitely looks tangled, but it was just too much. I wasn't really pleased with it. The pearls, however, came out better than I expected. I'm not going to get too picky about the way they look. There are some edges that could use a lot more cleaning. And I was thinking about, well, I was playing with horizontal, vertical. I was playing with vertical, I was playing with horizontal, and it's like I was trying to figure out the orientation. Still want to use my fur, and I like how we have kind of an edge here, so it looks like the is dipping into it, and she stands out a little bit more on the horizontal orientation. But this, I just felt this was just a little too much. I guess it could work, but to me, there is way, way too much going on. So we'll save this for another collage. I did, however, have this piece, and while it doesn't really look super tangled, there is a kind of a net quality that remind me of fish being tangled in a net, so I think that's why I'm going to go with this. And then she pops out a lot more. So I think we are on the way to being done. I'm going to go back to time-lapse, clean this up a little bit, and give you the final product. I declare this done, and I like it. I think it's fun and is very much about tangle. Quick little confession, I was thinking of that, I believe it's Shakespearean adage, oh, what a tangle web we weave when we practice to deceive. And I'm like, okay, there's a title in there. So I've just been taking chunks for my titles, little sayings here and there. And I think I'm going to call this one Practice to Deceive. Yeah. Well, this was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed this collage. I'm enjoying Februllage and I'm enjoying this channel. So I am going to scan this and post it tomorrow for Tangled. I thank you so much for joining me on this collage journey, and I will see you next time.